What we have here supposedly is a mismatch in heaven.
His name is Romeo, the Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
Do we actually think that the Hobbywing can be married with a T-motor? What usually happens is you want the Capulets will be the Capulets, the Montagues will be the Montagues. But in this case, for FPV, you can actually mix and match the various brands. So don't be a brandist. So I'm going to teach you now how to actually connect a flight controller. You can have any flight controller. You can have HG LRC, you can have T-motor, you can have Hobbywing, you can have iFlight, you can have Holy Bro, and of course you can connect to any ESC, Hobbywing, Teco 32, Holy Bro, or Fettec. Oh, Fettec actually can connect to Betaflight, but that will be another video. Right, so the way to do that is, first and foremost, obviously, take it all out, do the inspection. So now what's important is the manual. Sometimes you have the manual in the box. For the T-motor Pacer F7, you have it here. And sometimes you have to look it online. But for Hobbywing, you also have the manual. So for ease, or for your reference, what we'll do is we'll have the electronic versions on screen. Okay, boom, on screen. So what we're trying to do really is just try to figure out how to match the port of the flight controller with the port of the ESC. In this case, it's actually much easier because if you look here, it's all the same size. So if I take out the wire connector from the Hobbywing ESC plastic mag, and then I put it together here, so this one is going to match. If you had actually just tried, oh, I'm not going to read anything, I'm just going to go ahead and connect. The immediate problem is there's two danger wires that you really have to watch out for, which is the VBAT and ground. So in this case, if you look at the manual, okay, electronic manual up on display. So the problem is for the F7, the first two wires is going to be ground, and then you have VBAT. So now what you're actually trying to figure out is, okay, this matches, no problem, but now I'm going to have to move the VBAT to the third wire and the black wire, the ground, to the first or second. So ground doesn't really matter, you can connect to the first or second, but the VBAT is going to be the third. So right now, what you want to do is change the black wire, which is ground, to become either wire 1 or wire 2, and then the red wire to become wire 3. So the way you remove the 3 wires is you will have these stoppers right there, which actually is holding against a protrusion in the top of the crimp. Okay, so now you just take out the stopper, right there, this PH connector, take that stopper, and then now pull it gently. Okay, so you took that out, all right, and then now do the same for the second one. Okay, take that out, all right, and then for the third one, take it out. Okay, so these wires will be rewired later, but for now we're just doing the black and red. The black wire from here. Okay, it comes out. Okay, so now if you look at this crimp connector, it actually has two sides. It has this this like flag top here. So the flag top, what you always want to realize is the protrusion behind it is actually at the back of the flag top. So when I actually want to put back in, so in this case, if you recall, ground is on the first two, I'll put it on the second one. Okay, so I want the protrusion to match where the stopper is. So I don't want it to be upside down, I need it to be right side up. So I always look, I always have the stoppers side versus the flat side facing to me. Okay, so I'm going to put it on the second one. And when it goes in, sometimes you'll hear a click. If not, don't worry. But really, what you want it to go all the way in and then pull it. As long as it doesn't come out, you know that the stopper has engaged the crimp connector. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same for the VBAT. Okay, just put it in like so, and then try to wiggle it out. It doesn't come. Okay, so now it's connected. So really now what you just do, you repeat until all of the connections match from the ESC to the FC. Right, I've already connected the ground and VBAT, so now I just need to switch the wires to M1, M2, M3, M4, and then current, and the wires which are extra, which is the 5 volts, or the NC, which really means there's nothing there, I'll just cut them both off and then not even bother to connect. Well, for the Hobbywing, it actually has current, it has 5 volts coming out, and but it does not have telemetry, so there's no telemetry coming out of the ESC. There'll be another separate video. I'm just going to talk about how telemetry doesn't matter. So if you have telemetry from the ESC, but or you don't have telemetry, don't fret about it, because you have already bidirectional D-shot. You already have bidirectional D-shot, which has all the information. But right now, this has 5 volts and this has current. For the T motor, it actually has current sensor. It actually has a 10 volt input. So 5 volt versus 10 volt. What I would do here is just don't connect it. It gets very confusing. If you connected the 5 volt wire from here to the 10 volt port here, what's going to happen is your ports on the FC is going to be 5 volt instead. But later you're not going to remember. Much better off not connecting the 5 volt to the 10 volt. Hopefully you learned something today. So you don't need to get a stack if you don't want to. You can actually get the best features, for example, from the T motor F7, which is top of the line. It has all these pads on one side. It's a one-sided pad, which then reduces any interference and reduces chances of shorts from the T motor. So this is T motor, that's why you want it. And then you want this bulletproof ESC, Hobbywing 60 amp, and even though they are very different, they are a match made in heaven. Enjoy yourselves, go out and fly, stay safe, fly, crash, and repeat.